Trump, China, and the big trade war lie. What you're not being told. Welcome back to LCC News, where facts matter, especially when the people in power hope you're too tired or too confused to notice what's really happening. Today, we pull back the curtain on the so-called trade talks between the United States and China. President Trump says negotiations are in full swing. China says, what talks? And meanwhile, Americans like you are paying a very real price. So buckle up, because once you hear what's really going on, you'll never look at this trade war the same way again. They say a good relationship is built on trust. Apparently, no one told President Trump that. Last week, standing before reporters, Trump declared that top officials from China had called us and that discussions were very productive. He smiled, he boasted. He promised the markets everything they wanted to hear. But mere hours later, the Chinese government shot it all down. Standing at a podium in Beijing, Foreign Ministry spokesman Guo Jiakun stated plainly, China and the United States have not engaged in any consultations or negotiations regarding tariffs. Not only that, Guo accused the Trump administration of fabricating news and warned, if it's a fight, we will fight to the end. No spin, no hedging, just flat out denial. And that moment, more than any other, revealed the truth. There are no secret negotiations, no backroom deals, no calming phone calls, just two economic superpowers locked in a staring contest, and America blinking first. Inside Trump's own White House, confusion reigned. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent admitted informal contacts existed, but insisted no real negotiation was happening. Senior advisor Caroline Leavitt doubled down, proclaiming that no tariffs will be reduced without concessions from China. So which is it? Talks? No talks? Secret talks? Pretend talks? Even Trump's closest advisors seemed unsure. Sources inside the administration leaked to the New York Times that Trump expected China to come begging after new 145% tariffs crushed their exports. Instead, Beijing responded with steely silence and 125% tariffs of their own. And now the reality is sinking in. The emperor has no clothes and no deal. While the politicians squabble, you're the one footing the bill. Prices on consumer goods have exploded across America. Electronics, clothing, home appliances, all costing more. Retail giants like Walmart, Target, and Home Depot have publicly warned we are facing critical supply shortages. Consumers will see higher prices and emptier shelves throughout 2025. Think about that for a second. Your family's summer vacation gear, your back-to-school shopping. List even basic home repair supplies, all more expensive, all harder to find, and guess what? That's not China paying the price like Trump loves to claim. It's you. It's every working American family, struggling to stretch a paycheck that buys less and less. Tariffs aren't a punishment for foreign governments. They're a hidden tax on the American people. Meanwhile, Wall Street is in meltdown mode. The Dow Jones has suffered its worst April since 1929, back during the Great Depression. The S&P 500 has recorded the worst start to a presidency ever tracked since records began. The International Monetary Fund, IMF, has slashed U.S. economic growth forecasts from 2.8% to just 1.8% for 2025. Banks like Morgan Stanley and Bank of America are warning the U.S. economy is on the edge of a shallow but undeniable recession. It didn't have to be this way, but reckless tariffs, broken promises, and wishful thinking have steered America straight toward economic pain. And if that weren't enough, there's the deadly fentanyl crisis. Trump and his allies had hoped to use trade talks to force China into cracking down on fentanyl production and exportation. But according to Reuters, those discussions have completely collapsed. Beijing accuses Washington of politicizing the issue and has walked away from the table. Meanwhile, fentanyl overdoses continue to claim tens of thousands of American lives each year. Another promise broken. Another American tragedy left to fester. Beyond America's borders, the damage is even clearer. Allies like Canada, the European Union, Japan, and Australia, tired of Washington's unpredictability, are forging new trade alliances. Trade routes that once flowed through the US are shifting toward Europe, Asia, and the global South. As The Economist bluntly put it, the era of unquestioned US leadership in global trade is ending. And Trump's chaotic trade war, it's only speeding up that decline. Maybe the most stunning part of this entire saga isn't that Trump lied about the talks, it's that he thought no one would notice. Maybe he counted on Americans being too distracted, too overwhelmed, too busy struggling under inflation and rising costs to see the truth. But here at LCC News we noticed, and we refuse to look away. Because the truth matters, because leadership matters, because facts matter, and because you deserve. Better than staged phone calls and make-believe negotiations. At the end of the day, trade wars aren't fought on paper. They're fought and lost out in the checkout aisle. They're fought on your monthly budget sheet. They're fought when dreams get delayed, vacations get cancelled, and businesses close their doors. America deserves leadership rooted in reality, not fantasy, and every American deserves the truth about what's happening to our economy, our future, and our place in the world. Thank you for trusting LCC News to bring you that truth. Make sure to subscribe, hit the bell, and share this video with everyone you know, because sunlight is the best disinfectant, and today, America needs a whole lot of sunlight.